Hello friends! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am Rue, and today we are continuing on with the series that I've been doing where I use every single shade in every single palette in my collection, and I am so excited for today's palette. This is the Hasina 2 palette from Blushtribe. I absolutely love this palette. It was a favorite of mine for a very long time, and I'm so excited to be dipping back into this beautiful palette. I still don't know if I have these two shades in a different palette because I feel like with everything I've been playing with, I still have really missed those shades. So yeah, as you can see, I've definitely hit pan on a few of these, which most of my palettes that I've played with, I haven't even come close. So I think that kind of tells you how much I absolutely have loved this palette. I'm so excited to be dipping back into this one and creating some more beautiful looks. So let's go ahead and hop straight into look number one. Hey guys, it's time to dip into the Hasina 2 palette, and this was one of my favorite palettes for a long time. Honestly, it was just these two shades that you can see I've dipped into a lot, along with a bit of this pink, but these two shades were my ride or dies for the longest time. I barely ever dipped into these ones over here. The black I would use occasionally, but really it was like this little 6-ish, like even this 9 was kind of my go-to for the longest time, but I haven't dipped into her for a long time. So today we are going to be using all the shades in this palette, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to use the shades I didn't use very much first or use my ride or dies because I haven't played with them in so long. I think I kind of want to dip into my two shades that I loved. You can see Mohan is very much panned and Ree is very close. So yeah, let's play with those. I'll probably also pull in Iris, and we'll see where it goes from there. So I'm actually gonna pull in Iris and pop that over the brow bone. It's a little bit dark for the brow bone, but I've actually been using pretty pigmented shades on the brow bone area anyways. So I'm just using this nice big fluffy brush and just pulling that shade all throughout the crease. All right, that looks good to me. Next we're gonna go in, how do I want to do this? Let's go into Ree, which is that gorgeous teal shade, and I think we're gonna pop that on the inner part of the crease and just really build it up. Oh, this and the purple, oh man, just such good shades. And even with how old this palette is, that pigment is still very intense and beautiful. All right, I'm gonna go back in with that first fluffy brush and just soften up the edges. I almost think I should save the purple for a different look and just go in with the black here. Ooh, let's grab the black, which is called Ash. I think we're gonna save the purple. I used to put these two together all the time, so let's not do that. Let's go in with Ash. This black was also the best one in my collection for a long time. Let's see how I like it now. I mean, it's definitely still nice and pigmented. I'm not sure if I would say it's my best black anymore, but it still works really well. It looks like it's blending into that teal really pretty. Okay, I think what I want to do is go into Greeny on the whole lid, and then Faye for the inner corner and up on my brow bone. And then for the lower lash line, I might just pull in Ree and Ash again. That's what I'm thinking I want to do. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of my NYX glitter primer, and we're just gonna pop that on the lid just with a flat brush. Okay, now we're picking up Greeny just on the same flat brush, and we're gonna pop that all over the lid. Then we still get that teal with the purple. Yeah, I think that looks really pretty. Honestly, these still perform really well, and I'm honestly so thankful because, like I said, this was my favorite palette for such a long time, and I definitely could see myself panning more of the shades from this one. All right, I still have a little glitter primer left on my hand, so I'm gonna use that just to pop a tiny bit in the inner corner and then on the brow bone. Going into Faye and just putting that all over the inner corner and then up in that brow bone. Let's clean up the lower lash line so that we can lay down whatever I decide to do down there. And I do think I want Ree and Ash. Ree. That's what I think of when I hear Ree. Alrighty, let's start with Ree. And we're gonna pop that on the inner part of the lower lash line. And then grabbing Ash for the other half. Alrighty guys, that is the completed eyeshadow for this look. I'm gonna hop off, finish off the rest of the face, and then I'll come back and show you the completed look. Alrighty guys, we are back with the completed look, and I absolutely love how this one turned out. I can't believe I haven't played with this palette in such a long time because these shades are gorgeous. To finish off the look for my face, I went in with my e.l.f. Sun Touchable Primer, as well as my Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. This one's in light, so it's a little dark for me. So I've been pulling in my Juvia's Place Concealer, but as you can see, I am scraping those edges. So we'll see if I get even another use out of that or not. I did try out my new Kyo, I don't know. It's a duo blush stick, and I believe I used the side Hug, because there's Hug and Kiss. And I used that. It's like a cream blush stick. I also went in with my Moonslice Beauty highlight stick in Girly Pop. Next, I went ahead and set my face with my Wet n Wild Loose Setting Powder. And then I also went in with my Game Beauty blush in Noir. I felt like a little bit of like purple hue would be cute, and I really do like how that turned out. I didn't add a second highlighter, I just stuck with the first one, although I think I could have, but it's fine. So for my brows, I just touched them up with my e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in Brunette. I did go in with my Jason Wu Freckle pen. This is only my second time using it, and I think it's really cute. I got this in one of my advent calendars, and I think it might be one of my favorite products I got in there. So, although the blush stick I also got in my advent calendar, and so far I'm not mad at that either. So, I don't know, got some wins in that one. For my eyes, to finish them off, I just went in with my Wet n Wild Baby's Got Black eyeliner pencil. I really like this pencil. I have no complaints. And then I went in with my Zisa Beauty mascara. It's not in English, so all I can say is it's Zisa Beauty, and it's a navy blue mascara. Yeah, that was cute. I did go in with some little lashes that I got off Amazon, and I used my Duo lash glue. This is the green one. It's my favorite one. For lips, I went in with my Appeal Cream Gel. I don't know why I said cream. My Appeal Gel Liner in Chic. And then I put a little bit of my Jeffree Star Blow Pony in the very middle of my lips, although I think I might need to get rid of it. It's kind of getting a bit of a smell to it. It didn't when I checked everything like less than a month ago, but now it is. So, but then I went in with my Blend Bunny matte lip cream in Moody, and I kind of just blended it all together to get this really pretty look. I might have to go back through my lipsticks though, because yeah, that one, it was fine less than a month ago, and now it's not. So I used it anyways because I already picked it. So I don't know. That's everything I used to finish off look number 1. Let's go ahead and hop into look number 2. Alrighty guys, for the next look here, I was kind of wanting to play with like the blues and purples. So we're gonna start with Iris, and same thing, just pop it in the brow bone. And then I want to put Annika on the inner part of the crease and Mohan on the outer part of the crease. And then we will figure out shimmers after that. So I did already prime with my Morphe eye primer, and I'm just going into Iris on this nice big fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna pop that all up on the brow bone. Doesn't need to be anything too intense, although that is a nice pigmented shade. I didn't really have to do much work. That's already what I wanted. So now we're gonna hop into Annika, which is that really nice blue shade, and I'm just grabbing it on a slightly smaller fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna start by pressing it into that crease line, and I'm just going to about the halfway point, and then I'm just gonna, holding the brush at the bottom, I'm just gently going to blend that blue shade out a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna pack a little bit more right in the crease. And then we'll move on to the purple shade. So now let's jump in. We're gonna use the same type of brush, just a clean one. And we're going into Mohan. And I'm gonna press that into this outer part of the crease and push it into this outer edge of the lid as well. And then I'm again just going to gently blend the edges just with a very light hand. And I'm just gonna press that purple right back into this part of the crease. It's just a little bit patchy right there, but it looks like it's laying down fine. Now I'm gonna go back in with the first big fluffy brush that I used, and I'm just going to touch up the edges just a little bit, make sure it's really nice and soft. We've got a good amount of fallout, but I always do my face after, so it's fine. I do think I kind of want to bring just a little bit of black, so we'll grab Ash and we're just gonna pop that on the outer edge, and I just want to deepen it up just a little bit. Doesn't need to be anything too crazy, and it's just on this big dense. It's almost like a pencil brush, but way bigger. It's really nice for packing on this outer edge. All right, I think that's all I'm gonna do for mattes for now. I think we'll put Mina on the inner part of the lid, and then Monique on the outer part of the lid, and then we'll probably use Destiny for the inner corner and the brow bone. And then I don't know what I want to do on the lower lash line yet, so let's just start with those three. So I'm grabbing some of my NYX glitter primer and picking it up on a flat brush here. I'm just going to coat the eyelid, so just pulling that all over the eyelid. Now we're going to start with Mina, which is the blue shade, and popping that on the inner part of the lid. And I'm just using the same brush that I used to apply the glitter primer. And then I'm going to go on with the other side of the brush into Monique. And we're just gonna pop that right beside the blue. And I did make the blue the main color for the lid. And I'm just blending the two shades together as well. All right, I will have to touch up the mattes, but for now, let's just finish off with the shimmer. So I'm gonna grab the last little bit of glitter primer that I had on the back of my hand here, and I'm just gonna pop that on the inner corner and just up on the brow bone, just at this arch here is where I like to prime. And we're going into Destiny, which is that kind of pink shimmer, and we'll just pop that on the inner corner and also on the brow bone arch where I put that glitter primer. We're gonna clean up some of the fallout just so I can figure out what I want to do on the lower lash line. So I am noticing some patchiness with this palette, but these are also some of my oldest palettes in my collection, so gotta give it a little bit of grace with that. I'm gonna prime under my eye, and I don't know still what I want to put under there, but let's get it prepped. So just going in with some more of my Morphe eye primer, and just on this little angled brush, I'm just gonna pull that across. Now I'm gonna go into Ash, and I'm just gonna pop that just on the outer edge here, and I'm just gonna touch up this part of the lid as well, just so the black connects from the top to the bottom. All right, now for the rest of the lower lash line. Do I want? That looks kind of cute, doesn't it? I think we're going to actually glitter prime and pop Jade in the lower lash line just for a little extra pop of green. And I mean, blue, purple, and green look so cute together. So yeah, why not? So just picking up a little bit more of my NYX glitter primer and pulling that across the rest of the lower lash line, pressing this into that glitter primer all the way along until it connects with that black. And I'm just using the same angled brush that I've been using. So I think this is going to be it for eyeshadow at this point. If you wanted to add a wing, add gems, add your lashes, mascara, whatever you want. I am going to hop off, finish off the rest of the face. I might add a graphic liner or gems or both. I'm not sure yet, but I will come back when the look's complete to show you. I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, we are back with the completed look. So I did do a little bit more to finish off my eyes, so we'll start there. I went in with my ColourPop cream gel liner in Icebreaker, and then I went in, I brought some of my Charmacy, the Ovip I don't know if that's right or not, but it's like a glitter, like Literally Obsessed from ColourPop kind of vibe. And I put it on the lower lash line over that mint shade as well as over that brow bone shade. And I think it shifts so pretty. I hope you guys can see that shift. And then I did also do a little graphic liner using my Charmacy liner. This one's in Blush Aurora. Now I love this, except that this drives me crazy. I'm thinking I need to like super glue it and then the lid gets stuck. So that wasn't as bad because I've opened it a few times now, but I think I need to super glue this into its packaging because the packaging is awful. It always does this, always, and I never want to use it because of that. So I might super glue it and hope that it works. So for the rest of my eyes, I went in with my Zisa Beauty mascara. This one's the navy one, and then I put some little falsies over top, just ones I got off Amazon. And then I did do my brows as well after doing my foundation and everything, but I'm just going to mention it now since we're talking about eye products. This one is the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in Brunette. So for my face, I went in with my e.l.f. Sun Touchable Primer. I do really like this one, but I want to find a cheaper one for days that I'm just bumming around the house. I also went in with my Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator in Light. I've actually been trying to use this one up so I can repurchase it in a lighter shade because I do have to pull in something to lighten it. Lately, I've been using the Wet n Wild Care Color Corrector from also Wet n Wild, and this one is just in white, but I don't like it as much as when I was mixing this with the concealer. I'm still going to use it up. It is what it is. And then I did go in with one of my cream blushes. I used the Kiss Side from my QO blush. I got it from an advent calendar, and I've been enjoying these. I think they're really a cute little touch. Yeah. So I used that, and then I did set everything with my Wet n Wild Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. I did a second blush. I went in with a powder blush. This is a purple blush from Game Beauty. The shade is Noir. This was from their Persona 5 Royal collection. And then for highlight, I went in with my new Charmacy Illuminator highlight. It's so pretty. I love how there's no cast, but then it's so in your face when the light hits it. I think it's so gorgeous. Lastly, for lips, I did end up just going in with one of my Blend Bunny cream matte lip creams. This one is in Sweetheart, and that is everything I used to finish off the look. So let's go ahead and hop into what I'm guessing will be the final look for the video. Okay guys, so all we have left to use are these 4 green shades here. So I figure we'll go with Erin, and we'll put that in the brow bone. We'll put Mahia in the inner part of the crease, and then we'll use Mani to deepen everything up, and then Shay will go on the lid, and then I'll probably pull in a pop of something, but let's just start with those 4. So picking up Erin on my nice big fluffy brush, I feel like I don't want the pigment to be too much, so I'm just really lightly going to pull that across the brow bone. All right, I actually think I'm okay with that. So let's go into Mahia, just on a smaller fluffy brush, and we're just going to be pressing that on this inner part of the crease. It doesn't really matter if I pull it out further because the other shade's darker anyways. And I do want to pull that shade up. That's actually a really nice green. I don't use this green very often. I actually don't use any of the greens in this palette very often, but this one is really pretty. I feel like it'd go really well with the blues and purples. What am I doing with my life? Never having used it together. Crazy. Oh, now I want to put purple or blue with it, but we have to use up the shades, so I guess I'll go into Mani, which is that like army green shade, and just on this kind of bigger, denser fluffy brush sort of, and we're just pressing that on this outer edge. Okay, I kind of like that. I'm gonna go in with that first really big fluffy brush just to like soften all the edges and make sure everything blended together really nicely. And then I think I'll just put Shay on this outer edge, and then do I want to go in with a blue or purple? Maybe I'll do a green and purple look today. I do love green and purple, although the blue might be nice too. I think the blue. I think I'm going with the blue actually. So let's go in with just a little bit of NYX glitter primer and taking it on a flat brush. I'm just going to put that on my lid, just where there's no matte shades. Now we're gonna go into Shea with that same brush that I applied the glitter primer, and we're just gonna put that really tight against where that darker green matte was placed, just on this edge here. And then we're gonna go into Mina, which is this blue shimmer, and on the same brush, just on the other side, and we're gonna place that on the rest of the lid. That is such a good shade. Okay, what do I want to do now? I think I'll pull the blue under the lower lash line, and then maybe we'll go into the Efflorescence palette for the brow bone and inner corner. So I'm just gonna grab the rest of the glitter primer that I had on my hand, just with this angled brush. And I'm gonna prime the lower lash line. So just pulling that across. And then we're going in with that same blue Mina. And we're just going to press that in all the way along that lower lash line. All right, now I think I do want to go in with something from the Efflorescence palette. I'm just gonna grab a tiny bit more glitter primer and we'll prep the inner corner and the brow bone. So I'm just using this little brush here, and we're just going to pop just a tiny bit of glitter primer on the inner corner. And I feel like I want to use a weird color, like some, not blue or green, just something different. Maybe yellow or orange. Let's look at it. I don't think there is an orange in it. I think every time I think it's an orange, it's the pink. No, it's supposed to be orange. Why does it always look pink? Let's go in with wax. Wax is supposed to be the yellow. So let's do that. And just pressing a little bit. Ooh, that's so cute. And I'm also pulling it. I picked up quite a bit, so I just want to get it placed. Oh, that is so cute. Yeah, I like the yellow. I think orange would have been cute too, but it always looks pink to me for some reason. But this is what I wanted. I like this a lot. It's really, really cute. And that was from the Efflorescence palette from Blend Bunny is where I got wax. But honestly, dip into whatever you have. I'm a big use what you got kind of person. So I'm just gonna finish off the other eye. I don't know if I want to bring in a graphic liner or gems or like any extras. I don't know. If I do, I'll let you know when I come back with the completed look. For now, I'm gonna hop off, catch up the other eye, finish off my face, and I'll come back and show you the completed look. Alrighty guys, we are back with the completed look, and I think it turned out really cute. So I did do a few little things to finish off the eyes, so let's start there. I went in with my ColourPop Cream Gel Liner. This one is in Crystal Crush. I really am enjoying this one. I think it's a really pretty color. I also did go in with one of my ColourPop Glitterly Obsessed, and I just put it on the brow bone. I don't know if you can see that glitter up there, but this one is in Glam Rock. They are starting to dry out a little bit, so I am trying to get some of them used up. Honestly, I should go through them and see which ones are the driest to use first. But anyways, next I did go in with my e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara. I'm trying to get this one emptied out, so I've been trying to use it quite a bit. And then I did also do my brows just with my e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in Brunette. I did this after my foundation and powder and all of that, but since we're talking about eyes, I'm mentioning it here. Then for my face, I went in with my e.l.f. Sun Touchable Primer. I do love this one. I do want to try and find a cheaper one for days like today where I'm not actually going anywhere. I'm just playing with makeup, because this one's like $20. When did e.l.f. become $20? I'm over it. Also, it's after Christmas and their advent calendar is still not on sale in Canada. I'm kind of sick of e.l.f., but I will still be replacing this because I love it. But going forward, I think I'm going to try, I think Essence and Wet n Wild are the affordable brands right now. If you know of any other ones, let me know, because e.l.f. is up there with the same price points as a lot of other brands. So I don't think they're that affordable anymore. I think they're like average. They're like drugstore average, but not like beauty on a budget. I wouldn't consider that a $20 primer, beauty on a budget, but I do really like it. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. So next up, I did go in with my Wet n Wild tinted hydrator. This one's in light, so I always lighten it up. Lately, I've been using the Wet n Wild white color corrector. I do prefer it when I use the concealer, but I ran out, so I'm just using this up just to get this bottle emptied out, and it's doing the trick. I think the foundation does look pretty good still. Then I went in with this liquid blush tint. This was from one of my Eyescream Beauty boxes. It's the Bratz X Beauty Creations in Unforgettable Night. This is only my second time using it, so I don't really have an opinion on it yet. I didn't mind how it applied today, but again, still very new to my collection. I did also go on with my Moon Slice Beauty in Girly Pop. This one I do really like for a very soft, subtle, kind of natural glow. It's really cute, but I like an intense highlight, so I did top it afterwards, but I've been using it a lot and I have no complaints with it. I then set with my Wet n Wild Loose Setting Powder in, it's the Photo Focus one, and it's in translucent. Then I went in with the Unearthly Cosmetics Devour collection. This is the blush and highlight duo, and I used both of these. So Slay, we topped on the cheeks, and then we also went in with Delicate just for a little extra shine. Lastly, for lips, I went in with the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Top Down, and then I just topped it with a little bit of one of the Unearthly glosses. This one is Predator. It was also from the Devour collection, and I just put a tiny bit on. I'm not really a gloss person, but this little tint I think I'm okay with. So that was everything I used to finish off the third and final look. Let's zoom out and we'll finish up the video. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed the 3 looks I created playing with this palette. There were a few shades where I did notice a little bit of patchiness, but considering this palette is one of my oldest palettes, I still have really no complaints. I mean, look at how pretty this look turned out. I think it was just look number 2, and my eyes could have been the problem. I could have just not moisturized enough. There could have been dryness. I don't know, because I've never had issues with this. I think it was this shade or this one. I can't remember, but either way, I think that this palette still performs absolutely beautifully, especially for how old it is. I am so blown away with all the looks I created. I had a lot of fun dipping back into this palette. I am very much reminded to why it was a favorite of mine for so long. I still really hold a special place in my heart for this palette, and I can't wait to play with it more in the future. So yeah, if you had a favorite look, please let me know down below. And if you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. There's also a hype button you can press if you feel so inclined to do so. And if you want to see more content from me, you can hit that subscribe button. It helps my channel out a lot. And I am a big advocate for using what you own. As much as I do like bringing new products into my collection to play with, I really do prioritize utilizing what I do have in my collection. Yeah, if you like that kind of content, colorful indie makeup, just playing with what's already in your collection, sometimes trying a little bit of new stuff, occasional unboxings, and that kind of vibe, yeah, I think you'd really enjoy my channel. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you'd like to. And with all that said, guys, I will catch you on my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!